Hello everyone, today I'm going to be explaining the elements of the story for the movie The Lorax. Now this movie was initially created so we could be warned about the environmental danger. Now this movie takes place in two main places, which is Tanidville, which is a town, and the Trufala Valley. Now there is one main hero and one main villain. The main hero is Ted and the main villain is O'Hare. Some side characters include Audrey, Ted's grandmother, the Lorax, and the Wansler. Now, the movie starts with a song where the people in the town are singing, and then for me the lyrics are really meaningful because describes the town really well, and it basically means that the people there do not need real trees and there aren't real trees in the town. Now Ted's neighbor is Audrey, and Ted has a little love interest for Audrey, so he always listens to her. Now this one time Audrey talks about her obsession with trees, and that makes Ted really interested and also really curious. So he asks what happened to the trees, but Audrey doesn't know. So he goes back home and then asks everyone in his family, but nobody knows until he asks his grandmother. And his grandmother knows that the man or the one sir is the man who knows about what happened to the trees. He thanks his grandmother and he immediately rushed and rode his bicycle so he can go out of town. And then when he reaches like the end of the town, he sees like a big wall separating the town and also the valley, which he doesn't know about it yet. So he finds a door and he opens it, and yes, he sees the valley, the abandoned valley with millions of trees that are already cut down. And then after running a bit, he sees that there's an abandoned house or just a lonely house sitting there. And he knows that the Wanzer is probably inside of that house. So he rings the doorbell, waits a bit, and then he hears someone talk. And then he realizes, yes, it's the Wanzer. He begs for the Wanzer to tell him about what happened to the trees. And first the Wanzer was like, why did you come here? And he said that he wanted to know about the trees. And the Wanzer didn't know that people still cared about the trees. So yes, he explained, and then he storytold about the trees. Basically, the Wanzer said that it was all his fault because he cut down the trees so he can make tanid. And tanid, which is a very popular thing at that time, made his sales go up so he could be even richer, because at that time he was really financially poor and he was blinded by money. He chose money over nature. So when he cut down, even though he already cut down all the trees, the first tree that he cut down, a guardian of the forest named the Lorax spawned and was summoned. And the Lorax, who speaks for the trees, tries to stop him, but it didn't work. So after all of that incident, the Wanzer regrets it, and for one last chance, he gives the last truffle seed to Ted. And then Ted quickly thanks him, and then he goes ride his bicycle, and then he tells Audrey so they could plant it somewhere. They try to find dirt, and then while trying to plant, O'Hare was already trying to stop them because he was also greedy for money. He sold the oxygen because there were no real trees, remember? So even though he tried to stop them, it didn't work because both of them ended up exposing him by crashing a car into a wall, and then it opened up, and then all of the people at the town could see the outside world or the Trufala Valley. And then they didn't know that the they didn't know that O'Hare was hiding the truth from them. And after that, they started to be in Ted's side. And then what's really interesting about this movie is that even one person, just like Ted, can make a really huge difference in our environment. And so the ending of this story of the movie is that they plant the seed and then the seed grows and then the Lorax returns and then the Onceler is really proud of Ted because he knows that there's probably still someone that cares for our environment. Thank you.